Yes, welcome to Geek Again.
Ba da da da
I
da.
am Dr. Turner, and this right here.
Sir Overlord.
Okay, basically
So cringy, so cringy.
we're gonna be reviewing the Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Yes.
I've seen it a couple times. This is his first time thoroughly seeing it the first time.
It was an enjoyable experience as for what I enjoyed a little bit. But yeah. Okay, let's get into this. We're gonna start with actors. We're gonna rate our actors here.
Actors acting, who's getting an Oscar, who's not. Obviously, everybody in here is not getting an Oscar, but it was good acting. Good
Yeah,
acting
we said
chops.
yes, sir. We're very decent actors all overall. Yeah.
What you think about the daughter?
And I mean, like, I mean, it was a little overdone. I mean, yeah, but she did her part. But like, at one point, she's like, well, yeah, a lot of times she's just like, I don't even know. She's just it's a character. I feel this is weird. She's just kind of doing weird. I'm like, how to explain it?
You think due to the I mean, it's the plot of the character.
Yeah,
Which
she was just doing a lot of like like I guess you just spoilers
I
for
know,
to
yeah,
really
exactly.
explain it.
You're not trying to slide to the spoiler.
Yeah, but a lot of times she was just being really it just
over exaggerated.
over exaggerating, just being a weird character overall. Like and like the changes she makes to the story, it's just like I think like just
See, alright. That's a spoiler territory.
yeah.
Okay. For me, yeah, and like I said, that's Millie Bobby Brown. She's originally from Stranger Things. He's watched the whole first season, basically, right?
Yes.
I haven't watched any of the show. I didn't have interest to watch it. She played with what she had, and like you said, sometimes some things were a little over exaggerated. I feel like she's just phoning it in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no one's winning Oscar here. The dad, he's from Super 8. Remember I told you
Yeah.
that he's from
It's Super 8, yeah.
So he did a pretty decent job for what he had as well. Would like to see him in more films. That's the thing. He's not in a lot of films. So the mom, they said I know her from The Conjuring. She plays the psychic. I love The Conjuring. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not a horror movie fan, so
Oh, you're not a fan of
horror movies just
Oh
general.
yeah.
That was pretty decent for a horror movie genre, I have to say. Actually,
Yeah, The Conjuring.
it had decent storyline. I did enjoy the
It
story.
wasn't like too like oh my gosh scary, but it was just the jump scares got you. The jump scares. But yeah,
And
she
a lot of suspension.
a lot of suspense as well.
We're not talking about Conjuring here. It's not Conjuring.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you're leading it on. Okay. But basically, yeah, she did a decent job as well. The bad guy, he's from Underworld. That's where I know him from. I haven't seen him in a lot of movie roles or whatever. He plays that stoic, just a stone cold face. He's an ass. I guess you'll hate him, but he did his part in this movie. So that one part where he shows up, he's like, okay, he means business. All right, so basically he did.
But yeah, he reminds me of the a real version of the up villain.
Oh yeah,
he just reminded me of him.
He does literally look like a real life version of the Up villain. But he had the cane, right? I remember he had the cane.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the guy with the cane.
But yeah, they did good jobs too. The professor, whatever he is, the Asian dude, the one who's kind of basically a lead, and from the last movie to this one, he did what he had to do with his script and everything. He did a pretty decent job. The professor, she was here and there, just like the last movie. She didn't have a good decent
just
role
in through pouring story information at you.
And yeah, her role was basically smashing, literally. You know what I mean when you see it. But basically, yeah, she did a decent job. And like I said, the Ice Cube, the rapper everyone formerly knows from NWA, his son's in here. He plays the army guy. He had little funny parts here and there. You know, he did his part. He did what he had to do. Like I said, acting was pretty general to thought, dude. It wasn't nothing. It was nothing too good.
Nothing mind blowing, but
yeah.
It was definitely it did what it had to. It was good.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the script basically. And that is spoiler territory as well. Same thing with the script plot.
Most of it, yeah.
The whole writing story of it. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the script, to be honest. I really wasn't. And in a way, the script kind of gave the humans more basically the script gave humans more screen time and leeway to really control the reins, of, especially what the monsters were doing.
Uh-huh.
It was just I think they just had too much. The humans had too much control of
Mhm.
the movie and too much screen time of the movie.
Yeah,
That's what
they
I.
pretty much decided everything.
We'll see when we go into spoilers, but I didn't like
Yeah,
that. So
they decided
script,
everything.
I didn't really like the script. How about you?
I mean, I'm not sure how I really rate it, but I have to agree with you. Yeah, it is mostly a lot of humans. Yeah, it's Godzilla.
And if at best this was the
Like
second.
the best way I can relate to this is you have this series called like Comic Go Kill, where the main character is this other dude.
Yeah,
You know Comic Go Kill?
comic book kill,
A Comic Go Kill?
comic book kill.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that. What is it?
It's a long anime series, but it's not a long time. They did 24 episodes,
So what's the gist of it?
and it's mostly it's about a corrupt society, and your main character part is a rebellion force,
Mm-hmm.
as he joins like their special force.
Yeah.
Kame is like this. She has her own story, but she's one of the team members,
Mm-hmm.
and she's the title character. She does technically have the end. Because spoilers for that one, the main character I think he dies. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch some of the end scenes. I think he dies and she finishes the fights. But yeah, for the most part, it's about Ed dude's story, and she's just kind of a side character in this thing.
So that's a comparison you can have
Yeah,
for that script to this script.
yeah. It's like yeah, you have what they say, and they're kind of to the side character.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, she definitely did have what wasn't as there. Yeah,
But,
it's the best comparison.
but as what I could say is, so we'll just go with me and him. We weren't too fond of the script, to be honest. And now we're gonna just move on to a graphics
Graphics.
special.
Graphics. The entire movie's saving point. Graphics.
Exactly.
They were legit.
That was their trump card. Trump card was their graphics for sure. They want us to just do awe-inspiring looks to how good the monsters look, and yes, the monsters look sculpted, very beautiful. Mothra was very majestic. I love her design. If anything, I feel like she could have. Yeah, they had the size comparison right, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously she was the smallest monster in this thing. She's Oh, but don't let that fool you, bro. She was throwing them hands, man.
Yeah.
She was throwing them
Actually,
hands.
but throughout the movie, I don't feel the scales are consistent enough.
Yeah, size comparison.
Yeah. The can say like especially like when they're indoors, like indoor scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the monsters are really small in those ones.
Yeah, when they're like kind of cooped up in
Containment centers and stuff.
yeah, when they're in their dormant stance, they're just
Yeah, it's especially frick
Mothra.
no G the first one.
Oh, Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, yeah. So
He didn't look as he didn't look as huge when you saw him trapped in the.
Yeah, I was like, geez, he looks so freaking small.
But when he blows out of that thing, man, you're like, geez, he's big. But yeah, basically, what Rodan. Who do you think had the best? Who had the best introduction? I would say out of like the monsters when they came through.
Well, introduction, obviously, for doing like for when they're first introduced,
Yeah.
it had to be Mr. Pterodactyl.
Oh, Rodan.
Yeah,
The
but like,
flyover.
but overall introductions, it's obviously Mothra. Just like
This is so beautiful, bro.
For entry scenes, it's Mothra. It has to be Mothra.
Dude, she had two entrance scenes, if anything. When
she
was a larva.
No, she had three because
Yeah.
she comes first. First of all, she would when she came out of her cocoon,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she came to the oil plant, and then when she came in for the final fight.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, when she was turning into
Yeah.
the butterfly.
That's what I mentioned.
Okay.
The Lara one really isn't a good entrance. It's like it's cool and everything, but it isn't one of the epic ones.
Rodan, I'm not gonna lie. Even though some things logic-wise didn't make sense with his entrance, I think Rodan he kind of had the best one, just to say, with the lava, the volcano erupting.
I mean,
it slid through.
It kind of just blew
wrecking everything. I was like, okay, guys.
Yeah, he was really the only explosive one. Everyone else was kind of more like just kind of arose.
But yeah, to be honest, like I said, the graphics basically. I'm just saying they saved this movie for me.
I mean, and Godzilla wasn't all that cool for the entry scene. He literally just kind of wanders up.
And I don't know, dude. To compare, we'll do that when we get to spoilers with movie
Yeah.
comparison. I don't know if he from the first movie to this one. I don't know which one he actually looked better in. Some parts I think he looked better in the first one
I
than in this
I
second
haven't
one.
watched it in a long time, so I don't know where he
I
looked.
just we'd have to refresh his brain on the first one, so because sometimes I feel like in certain scenes I don't know his design he he looks like he needs to hit the gym more
Mm-hmm.
in this one. In some scenes he like but basically overall the special effects they're top notch, amazing as always. I mean, it's Warner Brothers. They have the money to do this stuff, but do they have the money to make a good script and a good movie? That's the question. Money cannot make a good script, my friend.
Yeah.
Can't make a good movie.
On to the next thing.
Cinematographer.
We said the cinematography was pretty good, especially Mothra. Just boom.
Yeah, when she pulled up, like I said, by the water, and they were at the station, and the dad he just came out of the ship, and he was trying to before he was gonna leave onto that helipad or helicopter, like she just pulls up and he goes back inside, and when he asks you, what are you recording this, something like that, and he's like I record everything.
Yeah.
I was like that was pretty funny. I was like that's something you would want to record. That's how awesome that.
Yeah, we got to stop that. We're getting close to spoilers territory.
Hey, look, that's
I know we're getting close.
we're getting
we're
close.
not there. We're close.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, this is me right here.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically that part was pretty funny. But it kind of told you what they thought about, or they already knew about that cinematography scene. They're like, yeah, this is amazing.
But the funniest part is when the guy just kind of looks at him like you can record everything.
Oh, yeah.
He just steps in like everything.
But yeah, man, I'll give you that. The cinematography, it's wow. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Last but not least.
Last but not least,
the overall score.
Oh wait, before that, like I said, we're gonna go back to what the music and the themes were.
Oh yeah, music. Yeah, music.
Music theme score. The score.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, there wasn't much in that, obviously, but yeah, it was okay when it came. It was all pretty subtle though. There wasn't too many like really dramatic music scenes.
Like I said, the two best scores were the two classic ones. Two classic ones. Here goes.
Like
classic old
when you want, but the issue is it wasn't like loud enough. Like it was kind of.
It was subtle. Yeah,
you're right. It was very subtle. It wasn't like I want to say really dramatic. It's you hard.
You see why I was saying it like that?
Yeah.
Because that's how they were playing it. It was like in the background.
It should be kind of over the top of everything.
They didn't want it to overpower the scene.
But that's how it should have been.
That's what I'm saying. It should have been.
Really should just be blowing your mind like.
So the classic scores, they were subtle. They had it in the background. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did. It's just like, oh wow, they're like I'm feeling a little bit. They're playing it, but it didn't match the size of the monsters and the battles when they're playing the classic themes. That's
it's gotta be dramatic. Like when you play this kind of music, it's gotta be like over it, not under it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basically, now we could go for the score.
The score.
We said acting was subpar. Acting was okay. Script was terrible. Sorry. Graphic special effects.
Best part. Well,
there you go.
The cinematography, it's a tied to cinematography and the actual graphics.
Cinematography. See, obviously the graphics make the cinematography look as nice.
Yeah.
But if you take all that monsters and graphics away from the cinematography, obviously it's some of the shots were they're pretty good, especially when they're in Mexico with Rodan, and when they're having the battle scenes with Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Those shots, they're pretty nice. Plus the add-on of the special effects in the battle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything was hand in hand with this movie.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got the score from Sir Overload.
I'm gonna hit it 4, just to stand 4.
I see, alright, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, 4. I mean, I enjoyed the graphics. I mean, good high score graphics, good high cinematography, but just about everything else wasn't all that decent.
So he enjoyed the graphics, cinematography was pretty decent to you.
I mean, yeah, the logic score, okay, it's a movie logic, but there are ways I could definitely improve it so it would be more logical and might have been more interesting. When we get spoilers, I'll tell you what I think could have it to keep the story as it was going, but keep a better logic to actually feel better. It could have added a lot to it too if I had done this. But yeah, let's do the next video.
Like I said, next video spoilers. We're getting really getting into the nitty gritty.
We're getting juicy.
Really holding back right now. We're just giving you some bones. I want some meat up.
Your score.
My score is a 5 out of 10. I was impressed with the graphics, impressed with monster design. I liked some of the cinematography shots; they were nice. Didn't like the score. Acting was okay. Like I said, no one's winning a Golden Globe or Oscar here. Basically, like I said, that script, man, that script, and I guess Monster Time. If we could estimate how much Monster Time we got, or even discard the Monster Time, how much battles of Monster Time that we get.
Yeah.
We did not get a good amount of Monster Time battle. It was here and there.
I
I
mean,
didn't like
the
that. So
biggest
that
issue with Monster Time is you lack a lot of story with monsters. They're pretty much about fighting each other.
and I don't know, the story, the background story of the monsters seem kind of cliche to you.
Cliche.
You see how they have the hieroglyphics
Yeah.
of Godzilla and Ghidorah? Like, I kind of like that.
Like there's ancient gods one day.
Yeah, they're ancient gods. Yeah, back in the day.
And like,
here's the hieroglyphics.
how is this entire infrastructure building a ruin surviving underground? How does survival at times a question?
What do you think the pressure? What do you think the material was built out of? You don't think the water pressure would destroy all that?
Especially with ancient civilization. I mean, it shouldn't be all destroyed. It should be a lot of ruin and fragments. You see, it looked kind of like Atlantic from
like some Atlantis
from Aquaman.
Yeah.
It looked pretty intact still. It didn't actually go broken away.
It wasn't as broken down as what you thought it should have been.
Yeah, it's more like fragments and like stuff all places.
We'll
they were looking at full arches and panelways.
We'll get to that with spoilers too, because the one part too with that explosion under there, you had a big problem with that as well.
I did. I had lots.
But yeah,
that's for spoilers though.
But yeah, we got 4 out of 10 from Sir Overload, and with me, Doctor Turn Up, I have a 5 out of 10. This movie was not even.
It could have been plenty. There were plenty of improvements.
We're saying this movie was below average at best. It's below average. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The graphics, guys, but it didn't save the movie, especially for a true Godzilla fan with me. Go watch Godzilla 2000. I think it's called 2000. If that's what it's called, it's the movie when the monster came to Tokyo, Japan. I think the movie's 1994, 93-ish. That was a good Godzilla movie. So like I said, back in the day, graphics were terrible, but just as a Godzilla movie overall, it was very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. This movie was enjoyable at some parts, but it just couldn't save the movie. So, we will see you guys again on the spoiler review. I am Dr. Turnup. This is Sir Overload.
Yes, like, subscribe, and leave me those comments.
Leave those comments. Don't forget that notification bell. Please hit it. Share it. Do what you gotta do.
We got daily uploads.
Thank you for joining us. We are Geeky, and like I said, the end is near.
The geeks are here.